Hi, welcome back to my 10-day series on 10 Days to Winning Ways. In Module 4 today, we're going to talk about the power of mentors. This is another thing that I'm really excited about bringing to you today because when I found out how powerful mentors really were in my life, it completely changed my life. Let's get started. Why do we fail at new endeavors? There's some reasons why we fail when we try something new. One of the main reasons we fail is because we just don't know what we're doing. Wouldn't it make it a lot easier if we had someone that had already done what we're attempting to do help you out? Doesn't that just make sense to you? I mean, come on. It's not rocket science. So why do we need mentors? I'd like to go into a little bit about the history of mentors or apprenticeships. Before we went to college or had colleges, we had apprenticeships. Everyone today goes to college. And in the past, there's always been colleges. But a lot of people did apprenticeships. And let me tell you what apprenticeships really are. Say you want to learn how to be a bread baker. I like to bake bread, so I'm going to use that example. So what you do, you go to the baker, you make an agreement with him, and say, I want to learn how to bake bread. So if he made an agreement with you and you had an agreement, he would teach you how to bake bread and how to have a career or a business in baking bread. However, one of the things that we don't really realize is once you made that agreement with him to be his apprentice, you'd live in his house. So not only did you learn the trade, but you learned the home life of this trade or profession that you were about to go into. That way, there weren't any surprises in anything. So once you went out on your own, you knew what to expect. However, in college today, what we do is we learn from books. We don't learn anything from first-hand experience. We learn from the books. Very rarely do we ever talk to anybody that's done what we want to do. Maybe you have career counselors, but you don't even know if they've done what you want to do. So a lot of times we don't even talk to them. So we get out of college with an education, and we don't really have a grasp on the profession we're about to enter. College degrees also don't offer degrees for some professions. Colleges don't teach you the difficulty you're going to face in order to become successful. They don't have the degree, and they don't teach you that difficulty. Success is difficult. I love to watch shows like Gold Rush and Deadliest Catch because they teach you the successes and the failures that you're going to have in order to make the money and be successful in a certain trade or a certain career. You should actually watch those sometime. They're really good if you don't. If you don't know what you're doing, then you usually quit within 60 to 90 days. If you have a passion for doing something, but you don't know where to start, you don't realize the difficulty, then you quit out of frustration. I know I've done that before because I've tried to do it on my own. So why do you quit anyway? When you're seeking a career or you go to college, it takes at least 4 years to get the degree. You spend a lot of money. I don't really know how much it costs right now to get a college degree, but it's a lot of money. And you go into debt for that degree. You go get a college loan, so you spend a whole lot of money and you go into debt for it. Once you get out of the college, if you can get a job, it still takes you at least another year to train to become proficient. But yet, when you start your own endeavor, like a new business, you quit in 60 to 90 days. Why is it that you give so much time and attention to help someone else get rich in a career, but when it comes to doing something that will fuel your own passion and make you rich, you quit so easily? What you need is someone to help you along the way so you can learn the whole new thing that you're doing. So when you go into college, you have professors, you have people helping you out. You get into your job, then you have people training you. But when you start something new on your own, you don't have anybody to help you. If you had a mentor to help you out, maybe you wouldn't quit so easily. So you need to set yourself up for success. How do you do that? Well, there's one thing that successful people have in common, and that is they buy what they need in order to invest in themselves. I just spent $10,000 recently for a new mentor that I have. $10,000 seems like a whole lot of money, and it is, but it's a whole lot less than getting a college degree. What he's teaching me is going to make me a whole lot more than $10,000. So believe me, it is worth the investment and the time it will take to get what he's teaching me. Ask yourself this: are you teachable? What is your willingness to learn new information? And also, what is your willingness to change? You got to be highly teachable, no matter how much you know. If you don't know anything, you got to be teachable. But if you know a whole lot about it, you still don't know it all. So you need a mentor to help you out. If you're not willing to change, you might as well just give up before you start. The evil you know is more comfortable in stepping into something that could really be great for your life. Let's say you have a job. You don't like the job. It's not paying the bills. The kids are driving you nuts. You don't like the house you're in. But it can be really scary to step into something new, especially if you don't have someone holding your hand and helping you out along the way. So it helps a lot to have a mentor so you can get out of that comfort zone into something new. Mentors also help you with what's called the learning competence ladder. Let me go into this competence ladder just a little bit. You start with what's called unconscious incompetence. Kind of hard for me to say. An unconscious incompetence is you don't know that you don't know. So you start something new. You're struggling and you just really don't know why you're struggling. Well, a mentor can help you figure out why you're struggling. When you get to that level, you go into conscious incompetence. And that way you know what you don't know. And then they help you get into conscious competence, and that's where you know that you know. In other words, you're struggling, they tell you what it is you need to fix. At this point, they're helping you implement new things to fix that. And then once you get that fixed, you go into what's called unconscious incompetence. And that's where you know that you know that you know. In other words, at this point, it just becomes habit. It's a new habit for you. So you go from unconscious incompetence, where you don't know why you're struggling, to unconscious competence, and that's where you fixed it, and it's just become a habit. Mentors can help you get up this ladder much more quickly. All successful people have mentors and advisors. It doesn't matter if you're Bill Gates and you've made $555 billion in your life. You need to have mentors and advisors. You can't just walk into something new and have a high level of competence. I'm sorry, folks, but people don't work that way. We have to learn. So let me give you your homework for this module. Think about some new endeavor that you've tried. Would you have done better if you would have someone that would have taught you? So let's say you were struggling in some area of this new endeavor. If you had had someone to teach you, would you have done better in this new endeavor? Are you willing to have a mentor the next time you have a new endeavor? Some people are just stubborn. They just want to learn on their own. But if you're willing to learn and you're willing to let somebody help you, then you need to have a mentor. And are you willing to have a mentor? Okay, here we get back into where the rubber meets the road again. I love to help people figure out their passion and their purpose. So what I'm doing right now is I'm helping people figure out their passion and their purpose. I'm helping them get the money together that they need to have the time freedom to do this. If you're interested in this, you need to get in touch with me. But let me tell you something. This is difficult. It involves learning new things. It involves stepping out into new areas that you have maybe never stepped out into before. If you're willing to do this right now, call me at 575-524-0777, or you can call my husband. His number is 575-621-2212. He can help you get hooked up also. You can email me at support@betterrecruitingnow.com. If you got this from a member of my team, they sent you an email. It should have the information in it on how to get back with them.